Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. We'll give everyone a minute to jump on. Let's see. For those of you joining, please feel free to hop in the chat feature, say hello, let us know where you are joining in from, and we'll get started in just a minute. Okay. Got a few folks joining on. Okay, we have Rialto, California. Leon says, hi, Tom.
Hey, Leon.
Great. Alrighty. Again, for those of you just jumping on, thank you for joining us, South Louisiana. Please feel free to utilize the chat feature. Say hello. Let us know where you are joining in from. First and foremost, welcome to our information session for the online Master of Science in Applied Data Science degree program at the University of San Diego. My name is Christy, and I want to start by saying thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to be here. I am joined by a team of people, as you can see here today, joined by Academic Director, Dr. Ebrahim Tarshizi, our Enrollment Advisor, Tom Cardosi, and our Marketing Manager, Joe Sohn. Hello, team. How are ya? Thanks for joining us.
Good to be here.
Hello.
Great. All right. Well, you will hear from them more in just a bit. Again, please hop in and say hello. You can also utilize this chat section for questions and answers. We'll get to that later on. So as we go through any questions that come up, please feel free to pop into the chat and we will get to those towards the end. So first, I want to go ahead and dive in with a little bit of background of who we are here at the University of San Diego. So USD was founded in 1949. We are a private, not-for-profit university committed to the tradition of educating leaders. We are known as a community engagement institution recognized by the Carnegie Foundation, and we are one of few Ashoka Changemaker campuses. With this, we are always putting a strong emphasis on social innovation and in our community of globally minded leaders. We continue to be a top-ranked university for our academic programs, our institution as a whole, and of course, our beautiful campus. So I want to go ahead and give you a better glimpse into everyone that makes up this program and the people that brought it to life. So Dean Shell Roberts is largely responsible for the inception of the Masters in Applied Data Science program. He is the founding dean of the Shiley Marcos School of Engineering and has been at USD since 2013. He is truly a visionary leader and has guided the school to a #1 ranking among all engineering schools in the nation. Next up, we have Dr. Venkat Shastri. He is currently Professor of Practice and Director of Industry Partnerships at the Shiley Marcos School of Engineering and has been influential in helping oversee the launch of USD's Master of Science in Applied Data Science program. Venkat received his PhD in Electrical and Computer Engineering from the University of Massachusetts in 1988. He is the author of a book entitled Dexterous Robot Hands and has published over 30 scientific articles in journals, magazines, and conferences. He holds patents in controls, robotics, biomems, and electroactive polymers, and has served as principal or co-principal investigator on large multi-center research grants and contracts. And then joining us live today, Dr. Ebrahim Tarshizi is the program and faculty lead for our Master of Science in Applied Data Science online degree program and comes to the university as an expert in the field. He earned multiple postgraduate degrees, including a PhD in geoengineering from the University of Nevada, Reno, a Master of Science in Data Science from Michigan Tech, and an MBA and Master of Science in Engineering, also from the University of Nevada, Reno. Ebrahim has served in a variety of roles from Senior Technical Advisor for the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health's Spokane Research Laboratory, to faculty member at Michigan Tech and adjunct professor of data science and business analytics master's programs at National University. So really excited to have this team. And as you can see, looking here, just another look at our structure, really. So the biggest circle being the University of San Diego, our nonprofit university, longstanding tradition of educational success. And then within that, of course, we have the Shiley Marco School of Engineering, so a closer knit community, tight knit community, really mission driven for innovation. And then what brings us all here together today, our Applied Data Science program. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to our Enrollment Advisor, Tom Cardosi.
Thanks, Christy. Thank you all for coming today. We do appreciate you, and you appreciate your time. We just want to, kind of give you a little bit of background. Data Sciences program. It is a newer program for University of San Diego, and Ebrahim's done a fantastic job of bringing that program to us. First of all, state of data science. What is data science? Data science is the science of pulling information and patterns out of raw data. So really, you have raw data, you want to pull information out, you want to find things that interest you. That is data sciences. So today's environment of data science, what is it? What's going on in the industry? Well, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, data sciences is one of the largest growing employment abilities, or largest growing field out there. It expands past the national average. It's growing 3 times faster than national average, and so it's growing by 16% by 2028. There are many different data scientist jobs, and you can't think of an industry that doesn't demand data sciences. So you can anywhere from finance to manufacturing to medical fields. Even we look at sports, athletics. Baseball is all about data sciences. So the demand right now is outpacing what we can provide as an educational institution. The demand is growing, outpacing what we can provide right now. So what does that mean for you? More jobs, right? Employability. That's the biggest thing coming out here, is that, hey, when we go into the program, the opportunity, is there opportunity when you come out? Absolutely, it is huge. Go to the next slide, Christy. Thank you. So at this point, you can see, the computer growth information research scientist by 2028 is growing over 16%, 3 times faster than the national average. Every day, companies are struggling and saying, what can we do with this information? What are we going to do with this data? Who can we put in place? What information can we glean with this data? How can we provide a better service? So, as you can see in the next slide, the data science jobs and openings. These are just headlines of what's going on in the industry now. Data science, the sexiest job of the 21st century. Data science, hottest profession in 2019, according to the local job listing from ThinkNome. So these are just different websites and different articles and different opportunities here from varying sources to show that data science is a burgeoning field, and it has an in-demand need right now. So hopefully that's what brought you here today, because that's kind of, I think we all want to make sure that, hey, when you earn a degree, can I use it? And absolutely, in the data sciences field, you will. So some fast facts. Go to the next slide. 3-year hiring growth, 37% for data scientist job from some ZD that. The median base salary of data science from the Tech Republic, $130,000. Data science is the #1 most promising job in America, again from the Tech Republic. Top 10% of data science professional earns more than $183,000. That's from the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics. That is the government breaking down information using data sciences to show, hey, this is where the opportunities lie, and this is the income that's possible for data scientists. So really based on your background. So on the next slide, you'll see kind of salary outcomes. Where do you start? Where is your background? What's your experiences coming in? Do you have previous experience in data science, you have previous experience in business or anything else, compile that together, and using your degree really creates opportunities that open up a lot of different doors. Here are just some basic salary outcomes. So the average annual pay, $118,000 for anywhere from 0 to 6 years. So you can see, depending on where you are in the country or where you are in the world, opportunities are abound. The income levels are quite high. So you can see that again on some individual contributors, and I think Ebrahim, I think you probably have a little bit more experience on this part on saying, hey, where are the jobs? And I know that you had some information you wanted to share previously.
Of course, that's a very interesting topic. We try to find, there are a variety of the sources to find about the income and salary that the data scientist would get a paycheck. And what we did actually, we have a very strong advisory board. That was one of the main goals for our program. When we decided to create the program, we said that we're not going to only create a program from academic opinion or view. We wanted to have some people from the industry to give us exactly what the modern data scientists should be educated and trained in the school. And also, when we have some sort of questions, technical and non-technical, we usually talk to them. About the salary, technically, that was, when we wanted to create our flyer, when I go and study other programs in the country, is all over the places, and the people all just advertise based on the internet. But technically, we talk to the people. We have a list of the people, a list of the companies that they are on our advisory board. In one of the slides, they specifically told us about salaries, and in terms of the salaries, I would say most of the positions that we should start, technically I would mostly talk about the Southern California and in San Diego, they start with the 6 figures, and that's not many jobs right now or fields in terms of being in the entry level start with the 6 figures in engineering or in science fields. So yeah, that's something that I wanted to share with that. Those numbers mostly coming from our advisors and talking to them and get their opinion.
Perfect. Thank you. So you can tell from anywhere in the country, obviously based on where you are, these salary levels can be, quite high. So it's nice to see that when you make this investment, the investment comes back to you. All right. How do you become a data scientist? Well, we look at, kind of the traditional way, and this is only traditional right here. This is not how all students come. So traditionally, students come in with, with a finance degree, economics, math, statistics, computer science, engineering, earn your bachelor's, earn a master's in either data sciences or the, statistics area. Not every student is traditional, and we're not looking for all traditional students. So if you have a degree in English or you have a degree in history, absolutely, we welcome you. We will welcome you. Do you have a curiosity? Do you like to problem solve? Do you like to figure out what's going on in some different areas? Is there a curiosity to you that you want to, hey, I need to figure out what does this information mean? Then data sciences are for you. So that is the traditional way. Again, we look non-traditional. How do we become one? Well, there's technical skills, right? We're going to learn some of the classes. All the classes will pertain into information presented here. So you're going to work in Python. You're going to work in the programming language of R. You'll do SQL, you'll work in machine learning, natural language process algorithms. So these are all items that are presented right in the curriculum for you. So it's a fantastic way to kind of prepare you how to become a data scientist. Absolutely all these items are addressed in the curriculum. So it's important that we're taking real world scenarios, which we have all our professors work in the real world, and we're putting them into our curriculum so you can use these items every day. So on the next slide, you kind of see some items and, what are the practical skills? Exceptional judgment, analytical mindset, creative problem solving, data visualization and storytelling. To tell us, how do you speak and explain information to people that maybe don't do this as it every day, but then you have to break it down to how they can understand it. Integrity, confidentiality, desire to drive innovation, make new things, design new things, have a growth mindset. What are the soft skills? This is a really great way to go kind of, where's your writing skill at? How can you present information? How well do you communicate? Problem solving, storytelling, presenting information, being creative, thinking outside of the box. And that's kind of really kind of the beauty of data scientists, is they can, maybe you glean information off the data, but you know what? There's different ways to think of how it comes across and what can it prove, what can it show for you. So it really comes down to becoming a positive impact on society. And that's really what we want this program to do. That's what we want the university to provide in itself. So I think that's really important when you come through this program. You understand and be very mindful of, how can we present a positive impact to what's today. So, and I think Ebrahim brought this about. Where do our professors work? Who was impacted? And I think Ebrahim, I think you can probably go through a number of these and say,
of course.
Hey, no.
So this is great. First of all, let me get back also something about the data science. Okay, data science is not, of course, when we bring the students, we're gonna train them to be ready for not only to be successful in the job market after graduation, also they excel in their career. That's two important components of our program and our vision. We wanted the people not only to get a good degree, also to learn some soft skill sets such as problem solving, storytelling with the data, because you not going to all the day working with the data scientists or machine learning practitioners in your company, in the future company. You wanted to work with the non-technical people. How I can get the data, analyze, solve a problem, and convey that information in a smooth, story way to my non-technical people, or maybe C-level or the managers who are not really familiar with the data science tools and techniques. That's one important. Again, data science is all about add value to the business, isn't it? So we wanted to leverage the data for competitive advantage. We're gonna make sure that our customer in the organization have a better experience, how we can reduce the cost, how we can do the efficiency, again using data and the data science techniques and tools available to us. So and talking about our professors, like I said, that's the beauty of our program. It's not only coming from academic people, that program, that courses designed by the variety of the people. See, these are some of our students, some of our professors who are currently working in a managerial level or senior level as a data scientist. So that's exactly, for example, again, we were lucky in terms of having a strong advisory board, and then some of those advisory members also accepted to develop a couple of courses for us. For example, we're so proud of collaborating with these people, because eventually I know that students will have an interaction with the real data scientists in the companies, and down the road that's going to reduce a big amount of headache for our students in terms of working with the actual data, actual project. If you are hardworking, you can prove to the professors, you can ask them for the referral to the getting a new job, or maybe get the recommendation letters, or perhaps you ask them eventually at the end of the program, which is we have a comprehensive capstone course, the provided data set. You might even work for that company on specific data set from actual problem. Again, sky is the limit. This is what we are very open to the collaboration with the other companies. We also going to collaborate with the non-for-profit organizations. So anyway, that's some list of the companies. Some of our professors working for this company, we're so proud of them, and they develop one or two courses at least for our programs. And yeah, definitely, if there's any questions on that, I can answer down the road.
Absolutely. And as we go along, as this program matures, we'd also like to hear from those students that enroll, so we can add in an additional slide, say, where do our students work? What information can you do?
Exactly.
Right now we have the professors. We'd love to hear from you. So
It's
definitely.
Yeah, Tom, that is all about the network, isn't it? So, for example,
Yeah,
if you are a top-notch engineer or data scientist solving big problems, but still you are limited in terms of the network, you grow to some extent, but these are all skill sets that you should have, not be a strong problem solving, a data science also have a strong network. And what I do and I will create for my students, I know that definitely that's my interest, to have a strong network in the upcoming years with this field. All the people who graduate, they should be in contact. We should have an annual meeting and still catch up with each other, and they can provide some data set or problem for the capstone project, or maybe hire virtual interns from our program. Like I said, this program should grow together, and I have a vision. I have a very strong vision to make sure that the program organically grow, and we have a strong like a family. We want to treat our students like a family, because we grow together.
Absolutely. So let's move on let's talk about the program in itself. It is a full-out Master's of Science in Applied Data Sciences. The program is through the University of San Diego. It is not it's an online modality. It's not an online program. So your degree is through the University of San Diego. So when you earn your diploma and your degree, it will say the University of San Diego, Master's of Science in Applied Data Sciences. All right. In itself, it's designed as a 2-year program. I'm going to put a caveat in here. It can be as short as 20 months. All right. But I'm going to put it as a 2-year program right now. There are 11 3-unit courses, of 1-unit courses, and a 2-unit course within the program. So if you look at the course and credits right now, it says 30 academic units, 36 with the prereqs. There are 2 prerequisite courses. Be prepared. And those prerequisite courses, and I'll go through those in a second, are designed to prepare your skills for those who don't already have a background in data and statistics, who may not have a background in Python and R. They are fantastic courses, again, ready to prepare you not only as a student here in the data sciences program, but also as a data science professional. So we all want to make sure that when you come into the courses and you come into the program and you go out into professionally, that you are swimming with everybody. We don't want you drowning. So it's really great classes to prepare you. All right. The classes are only 7 weeks at a time. Students only take 1 course at a time. They go for 7 weeks. You finish that first course, you will do your second course for 7 weeks. Finish that course. That will then end the semester. You take 3 to 5 weeks off, because you always need that brain refresh, and you move on to your next semester. We do 3 semesters per year. So we'll do fall, spring, and summer. Okay. So hence why it comes down to a 2-year program or 20 months, depending on, again, on skill set. The schedule is designed for working professionals. Okay, that's why we only do 1 course at a time. It's an asynchronous environment, so there are no set time frames where you need to be in front of your computer. Okay, and within the classroom, classes typically start at midnight on Tuesday, and they go to the following Monday, 11:59 p.m. So you will have 7 full days to do all of your work. Okay, your work will consist of multiple things. Number 1, you're back in college, you get to read again. All right, reading. 2, you will do discussion board. It's conversations online with both the professor and students, answering questions, presenting information, presenting data, the theories, making sure that you back up all your information with citations. So it's really an open forum to answer the questions of that week, and that is, of course, open 24/7. You will write papers, because we do want you coming out writing like a master's level student. We try not to be overly paper heavy, but just be prepared. You will also present projects, because this is data science. You'll be working in multiple items, of course, different databases, working in Excel, and different items. And Ebrahim can expand upon that in a minute, but those will be the items that you'll do during the week per the professor, depending on what the strategies are for that week. Now, student average time frame is about 15 to 20 hours of schoolwork a week. Not overwhelming, but designed for things for you to do. Okay. Ebrahim, is there anything else in the classroom that the students should be prepared for?
I think the hours you mentioned is very accurate. We want it. Of course, it's a master's level program. We're gonna make sure that we deliver high quality master's education. That means that if you graduate with a master's degree, you should be masters in something, and that's the data science here. And I think 15 to 20 hours is very accurate. And I will like our students practice enough. These are beauty of data science. You have to not only studying or reading, that would be enough. You have to be hands-on. You have to of course be comfortable with programming and conduct data analytics using some of those tools. And our program is all about that. We have a discussion. We have, for example, it depends on each course. That's, again, we are flexible in each course based on the vision that the professors put on that course. I can talk right now about my course that I'm designing, applied data mining, for example. In each week, I have a discussion. I want to make sure that the students go study for that discussion and also have an interaction with each other by posting for each other topic. Also, I have a weekly quiz and some assignment and homework. And my course gonna have, for example, one midterm exam, and instead of the final, I design a final project A to Z, because one of the feedback I always get from students in analytics majors, it can be business analytics, health and life science analytics, I don't know, data science or the data analytics, is that they wanted to build up a profile at the end of each course. And I think that's what I always consider about that. I wanted students to do comprehensive project. This is what I'm also suggesting to my professors or faculty in this program, so that make sure that students can build up A to Z, 0 to 100 data experience or project for machine learning or data mining, or I don't know, text mining, whatever course it is. They should do one comprehensive project, and to be able to put on their GitHub or put it under any other exposure they might get. That's one thing that I always heard, that the students would like not only to get the experience, to build up the profile when they're going to go to the job market. They want to showcase what they have done through a variety of a small, big project at the end of each course, and also eventually data capstone project. So, yeah.
And that's important, because when it comes down to it, and I know we've all grew up with education, we all learn our bachelor's degree, we learn theory all the time, but you have to practice. And that's exactly what Ebrahim's saying, is that we need to make sure that when we teach the theory, that the rubber hits the road. When you teach this practice, you can then recreate it or expand upon it, and then completions of projects and completions across the curriculum really brings it home that you understand the information and can present it and become a master in data science. I think that's fantastic. And as we go, we can see the curriculum here. The first two classes are the two prerequisites. They are asterisked out, that is probability statistics for data science and data science programming. And then you'll go through the curriculum, as you can see, is foundations of data science, giving you a good foundation to stand on. Ebrahim went through applied data mining, predictive modeling. We'll do machine learning, again, and deep learning for data sciences. Applications for data science, where can you use it? Case studies, making sure, again, that's rubber's hitting the road. Applied data time series, practical data engineering, because there's data sciences has 4 steps. There's 4 steps to data sciencing. One, first is collection of data. Second, we have data engineering, which we're going to present right here into the curriculum. Third, you're going to analyze, which you'll do in each one of these. Each one is analyzing information, and then report your findings, which again comes down to that storytelling and communication. within the program. So then you'll go through again with data science with cloud computing. And one of the things I think really, and Ebrahim and I discussed about this yesterday, is important with today's society. And I know I say 99.9% of us work with smartphones. Applied text mining. Texting, and text information, applied text mining is something that continues to evolve. And I know Ebrahim wants to talk about this
Sure.
because it
Definitely.
definitely evolves and something that needs to be within the curriculum.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I have to mention that I'm reading the questions. I will be happy to answer all of the questions. Keep coming. Okay, let's have the questions, and I would love to answer many of those questions, as many as possible by the end of today. So yeah, the courses we design, there are plenty of the skill sets a modern and solid data scientists should have, and one of them, for example, I'm so proud of that. That's going to be the very good programs or two good courses. One of them is going to be application of data science with the business case studies. I think the business dropped from the name of that course, and because also data scientists should understand how the business works. What's the business domain, and what would be the application in marketing. Or somebody asking me about the digital marketing, I guess, in the chat session, and definitely that would be one of the courses we're going to tackle as many as project possible. Also, talking about the cloud computing, it's very important that we practice some tools on that area. And again, we cover modern tools, for no doubt about that. But again, these are the tools. It is important that data scientists to be able to solve a problem by problem solving, and adoption of the tool can be easy. Again, for example, many programs say that that's a data science and you should learn Python or that tool. There is a controversial discussion about the specific tools. We cover many of them, but eventually that depends on the students that you can practice in the future, because some of the tools going to be updated in 5 years. This is evolving. So we have this vision to build up the foundation of students rather than to give them some specific tools that can be expired or can be not be in demand in 10 years. Adoption for our students also important. We want flexible students to be able to solve the data science project. Text mining, by end of there is a good article out there that by 2025, 80% of the data is going to be unstructured data, text data. And definitely we know that that's important, and we should have a course specifically for that topic. Also, one of the most and important application of the data science is predictive modeling. You want to be able to predict something, isn't it cool? I would like to predict something in the future. And we have courses that can help. These topics might have overlap with each other, predictive modeling, machine learning, but they have their own differences, and we understand and we cover it for our program. And eventually, last but not least, for sure, that's the capstone project. We want to make sure that a teamwork project can be conducted, one comprehensive project, and can be end-to-end data science, not only to select some data set to solve a problem. Eventually, we would love to see that our students can create a product out of that analytics project. For example, an app or software or platform that can be data-driven product. And the capstone is all about that, and writing a thesis all together, because it is important that students to be able to do a good project. And also our capstone, if we have a time and I can quickly talk about the capstone, our capstone is not 7 weeks, because from my point of view, when I put my feet in the shoe of the students, I don't like to do 7 weeks capstone. So our capstone actually is going to split into 2 semesters. That's going to be 14 weeks. And as I said, it's a teamwork, and the student should be able to write on a thesis. I wanted to have the experience in the graduate level. However, that's online, but they should be able to write on an academic thesis and create some meaningful product. And then eventually, we hope that they showcase for the future employees or their current employee, and they say that that's a benefit of doing a very good project. So yeah, these are a list of the courses. We designed these courses based on the feedback we get from our strong advisory board, industry advisory board, data scientists. They are all, like I said, in the senior level or managerial level of the data science. They give us that feedback. And the second thing, we study other program curriculum too. It is a iterative process, back and forth, until we design something to be modern and solid and make sure that we can cover as many as possible. Because honestly, data science is a very broad field. Okay, there can be, if you wanted to put everything in one master's program, maybe it takes 5 years, 10 years if you wanted to cover. But we try cover the most important topics, which is hot and in demand right now in the industry.
Perfect. Excellent. And then if you go to the next slide, it shows kind of the flow of the program and what to anticipate. So those that are required to take the prerequisite, those will be your first semester right there. Then the foundational courses is 501, 502, which is Foundations, Data Science, and Data Ethics, and Applied Data Mining. And then you'll go into the rotation of the courses, which then goes 503, 504, 506, 506, 507, 508. Now, I will give you all a caveat. Program is designed as a 2-year program. You have up to 6 years to complete it. So in case we do have many military members, we do appreciate you. If you have times where you are not able to, you may be sent out on duty. If you have to take time out, it is all about communication. You may have to wait until that course comes around, but it is able to take, if you need to take time off, you can take that time off. You just may have to wait for that course to come back, but you can still complete with the program. And as we came on to, once you complete your core courses and you move on to your final course capstone program, Ebrahim's right. For 599A is first half of your capstone. That's going to be the first 7 weeks. You will combine that, and it's the only time you'll actually be doing 2 courses at a time with your applied text mining. But again, it's a 1-credit course, so it teaches a lot of information. It will not be overwhelming, but you will learn a lot of information. Then you'll finally culminate with your final capstone at 599B with the final project combination. So it's set again as a 2-year program, possibly 20 months, but again up to 6 years to complete. So I hope that alleviates some questions. If you do need to take time off, it's all about communication. We have a full support staff here, an academic team that's there to make sure that you're supported all the way through the program. So we appreciate that, and they are very, very good at what they do, but they don't know everything unless you talk with and communicate with them. Okay. Now, obviously, education at this point, master's level, is not free. So we're going to go ahead and go through the cost of the program, and which is on the next slide. With this program, you will typically always take 6 units or credits per semester. Okay, the cost is $9.25 per credit hour. Okay, so if you do $9.25 times 6 is $55.50 per semester. Okay, but for the whole program, if you do $9.25 and worst case scenario, you would do 36 credits, the whole program would be $33,300. And I believe that may be on the next slide. Nope. Oh, it is. Okay. Now, if you do waive out of 1 or 2 of the prerequisites, that all going to be decided upon your skill level coming in, and that would go through the items of admission in a few minutes. But I'm going to give you 3 scenarios on the cost of the program. If you do waive out of 1 of the prerequisite courses, it would drop it to a 33 credit program. So if you did 925 times 33, the whole program would be 30,525. And if you waive out of both prerequisites, which we have some students do, would then program then becomes 30 times 925, which goes down to 27,750. Now, that is the tuition at this point. There are no additional fees or anything like that. There's no sneaky fees. I know a lot of universities like to add in some administrative fees or anything like that. We do not do that here at the University of San Diego. There is one fee, and only for those who choose the program, and that's through funding. Okay, so but there's different ways to pay for school. Now you're saying, okay, great, that's tuition, but how can I afford it? Well, there's different ways. One, as we listed here, is the FAFSA, and that's the free application for federal student aid, and that is student aid through the federal government. It is the same thing as undergraduate with a few caveats. One, unfortunately, the Pell Grant and all of those go away. Those are for undergraduate students only, okay? They are student loans at the graduate level, but the good part about student loans at the graduate level, there is actually more money, so your student loan level is higher. Students qualify up to $20,500 per year in financial aid. So what does that mean? Worst case scenario, this program is a 2-year program. So that gives you $20,500 times 2, gives you $41,000 for a program. At worst is $33,300. Okay, so there's ample financial aid to cover for the program. Again, they are student loans, so you do have to pay them back. They act just like undergraduate loans, where they are in deferment until 6 months after you graduate. If you do have undergraduate loans, you may put those also in deferment with these loans too. So therefore, you shouldn't have to pay those, but during the program. But again, if you do pay them, you are cutting down interest during the program. So again, that's following through the federal financial aid programs. USD also offers an interest-free payment plan, so 0% interest. This is the only time there'll be a fee, is a $50 setup fee to set up a payment plan. But they offer either a 4-payment plan, a 5-payment plan, a 4-payment plan, or a 3-payment plan during the semesters. It will match out for whatever's best for you. For those of you that get tuition reimbursement, employer tuition, reimburse you for going to school. Great way to go. Fantastic for someone else to pay for your education other than you. It's always nice. So talk to your HR representative about that. I also have some strategies we can talk individually if you'd like to talk about those. Our military students, we are very, very military friendly. We are a yellow ribbon school. We do have a dedicated military team here to do all of your military fundings. It is in your best interest to make sure that you reach out to them to say, hey, what do I qualify? Contact your VA. What do I qualify for in regards to benefits? Because part of the Yellow Ribbon program is matching military benefits. Okay, scholarships. Most of the scholarships that are offered right now are external. We currently don't have any internals for this program as of yet. It has to mature a little bit longer, but we will continue to research for you. There's a great number of websites out there, including one I'll throw out a few right now. One is fastweb.com, FASTWEB.com. That is a giant website of grants, scholarships, etc. Be careful putting your information on there. They will send them to other universities too to prepare to recruit you into go into their school. So just want to prepare you. Scholarships.com is another one. And if you go to studentaid.gov and put in scholarships, that's the federal government's website for scholarships. Part of that is put in applied data sciences or data sciences master's level, and up pops maybe 50 scholarships. My recommendation, don't disqualify yourself from the scholarship. Grab 20 of them and apply to all 20. Let their committee turn you down if you don't qualify. Okay, grab the next 20 and apply. So because if you win 1, 2, or 3, wins 2 scholarships, $500 there, $1,000 here, all adds up and be less out of your pocket. Okay, just some strategies there to help pay for school. And there's other opportunities, and we can discuss one-on-one too. We'll do our best to make sure that we can cut down the cost for you at this point. All right. With the next step is professional development. What are we going to offer you? Not only preparing you for the program, but as Ebrahim talked, as we go through the program, we have data science expert series, which is basically we're going to have gentlemen like Ebrahim and Venkat come into and do live videos like this. Explain, hey, what's going on in the industry. We will always be adjusting our curriculum to seeing what's going on in the industry. So our curriculum can be fluid to say what's hot, what do we need to teach, what has to be put into our curriculum to make sure it's addressing the things that we see not only today, but upcoming tomorrow. And we'll have data science expert series to say, hey, this is really what's going on. Here's some videos, here's some live webinars like we're going right now, information that we can present to you as students to make sure that we're staying on top of the industry. Again, faculty of industry practitioners, people that work in the industry, again, adjusting the curriculum as needed. Semesterly data science mixers. This is going to be something we're going to start introducing. We do this a very similar thing to one of our other programs where we invite a professional from that industry to the campus with a table of professionals, and we serve drinks and hors d'oeuvres on campus, and we video it also, and we discuss, and we invite only our students and prospective students and faculty and discuss the issues, and in this instance, it would be for data science and what's going on in the industry. And we'll have a table forum. Last time when we did it for my other program, it lasted about an hour or so with the forum, and then about 3 hours where all the professionals and all the students stuck around and all the questions were answered, and you mingled, you marketed, you networked with people from the industry, really getting you ingratiated and ingrained into the data sciences society. That's important for us, again, as Venkat said previously, Venkat and Ebrahim said previously, it's important that we make sure that you are prepared and ready to go, but also get to know people from the industry. So these will be introduced during the program. Ebrahim, anything to present there?
I think that's great.
Okay.
It's good.
I know we're probably running out of time, Christy, or?
We've got about 15 minutes, so I just wanted to pop in to say the questions are phenomenal. The chat is great. Some really good questions being asked. We will try to get to as many as we can within the next 15 minutes here. Please keep asking. Note that we are taking them all down. We have your names and your emails and everything. So we will be following up after the session with the recording, getting you connected with an enrollment advisor. So you will have the opportunity. Some of these questions are going to be answered in the next couple of slides. The ones that will be beneficial for everyone to hear, we'll definitely hit those. Some of them will be a little bit easier for you to have that one-on-one conversation with Tom or another enrollment advisor. So we will not be forgetting about you, but just wanted to let you guys know that we will get to as many as we can. But Tom, I'll hand it back to you.
All right. So the next question is, how do we get in? What's my next step? All right. First of all, is a conversation with either myself or one of my colleagues. This is what we call as a personal review. It's actually a personal conversation. We will call you, talk to you, just have a conversation. Tell us about what you're looking to do. How can we help you? What are your dreams and aspirations? Is this a good program, a good fit for you? And we'll definitely have that conversation. It's a real talk with either myself, Nicole, Sean, Allison. We're bringing another colleague, Scott, in, Corinne. So we're all professionals. We work as a team. So don't worry about asking any of us, just please fire away, okay? The application steps, we'll do an application fully online. We'll need a resume, and the resume is super important, and this is a kind of, I would say, one of the linchpins of really kind of getting, showing your skills in this program. The resume defines not only whether or not you're qualified to apply for the program, but also shows your skills on where you should begin in the program. So the difference between being very descriptive, and we talked about communications and having a great writing style. This is where it comes down to what information can you present on the resume so the committee can make a fantastic decision upon what you've presented. Okay, so the resume is the linchpin. Okay, we will need your official transcripts. Again, it does say a bachelor's degree from a professional STEM preferred, but that's, it can be for any degree. And it goes back to, utilizing your resume to show your skills. And typically we want to see it from a regionally accredited university. A bachelor's with a GPA, we will need your official transcripts with a 3.0 and higher. If your GPA is below 3.0, that does not disqualify you. What we will want you to do is address your GPA in your personal statement, and which is 2 steps down. It's a personal statement, a statement of purpose, explaining why you chose the program, why you chose the university, your long-term goals, and a little bit about yourself. And again, if your GPA was under that 3.0, you do want to address it there, about a paragraph or so. And there's many examples on why. One could be a traditional college student there. Your focus wasn't there. You were a young person coming out, not ready for school, or just not as focused as you could be. We had people that had families, people that were in military, people that were working multiple jobs where they had to do a balancing act. Understandable, that's life. Please present it on your letter. International students, we will need an evaluation of your credits. It will be through World Education Services. If you come from a non-English speaking country, you will need to do a TOEFL, test of English as a foreign language, or the IELTS. And the minimum scores are there. It's an 83 on the TOEFL or a 7 on the IELTS. Okay. And the last item will be letters of recommendation. So you will need one from a current or former supervisor, and then one from another professional reference that that has industry experience preferably, or someone that you would trust. Or it can be 2 letters of reference if you have 5 years or more experience. 2 letters of reference from colleagues and peers. You can also use former professors. So if that makes it easier too, they are considered lateral. Anybody managerial would be the first one. So those are going to be the standard items. All of those items, the resume and the personal statement, can both be uploaded in the application. The letters of recommendation, there'll be a box in there where you can put that person's information, and the application system will send that person an email where they can fill out and submit that information. Okay. If you need assistance with your transcripts, please contact your representative or your enrollment advisor. We can then assist you in getting your transcripts and completing out the process. There is a $45 application fee, but please contact your enrollment advisor. We can get these waived, but you have to ask, either via email or give us a call and say, hey, please send me a waiver, and we can go ahead and send that for you. So that way, it should cost you little or no money to apply to this program. We don't want to disqualify anybody just for a few dollars to getting transcripts or an application fee, because we want really qualified students to come into the program, and we really would love for you to apply and, of course, attend if it is all possible. All right. Hopefully, that takes care of most of these steps. Once all the information is presented and your enrollment advisor has gone through it, once you've submitted it to us, we will go through it, we will audit it ourselves, and then we'll submit it to the committee. The committee will take anywhere between 3 to 5 business days to get back to us, and us as advisors will contact you directly. We will call you and deliver the news that way. So that way, everything should have a personal touch. Okay, and then we will present the next steps on if you are accepted, or any other types of, if there are questions or anything that can be then addressed at that time. If accepted, fantastic, we will continue. Before you start the program and after you register for classes, there's an actual orientation. It's fully online, and this orientation is designed to help you with classes, prepare you. We use Blackboard as our system. So those of you who use Blackboard, it's the same system, it's just a bike, different style bike, but it's still a bike. Okay, and those who haven't, you'll get to do mock assignments, do some discussion board, figure out how to use the library, how to submit your homework. So it really presents you in a way to be prepared for day one, because usually it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get ready, get used to it in your classes, but usually by week 3 or 4, you're a whiz at the program, at the Blackboard system. So that is pretty much how it goes. And again, it's all about communication and working with your enrollment advisor on this process to make sure that we are all on the same page. All right, I believe now is the good time for addressing some of those questions.
Great, thank you. Well, I've pulled together a list here, unless Ebrahim were any that stood out that you want to answer right off the bat. If not, I can. I've got a couple. I think you're muted.
I think the mute button stole it. Jumped up and grabbed him.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, sorry, I was on.
There you are.
Great.
So I can answer easiest ones first. And, sure. Actually, Timothy asked about 6 units, 2 courses per semester. We can say correct. That's
correct.
a structure of a quantity. So in terms of the laptop, one person actually asked about the computer. Of course, you would rather to have a fast computers to some extent for some project we're gonna perform, and criteria are gonna be introduced. Of course, during the orientation, we are suggesting our students to purchase a minimum at least 16 gigabyte RAM can be useful, specifically for some of the courses, such as deep learning, which is going to be covered in machine learning course. These are some of the questions I can. Somebody asked about the course description. Definitely, I will be happy to provide information about the course description. We are brand new. We are building up right now. Each courses into the program, and in terms of having very accurate course description, of course, at the end of the course we have a better course description, but I can provide any generic one for any prospective students that we have. I think these are, but I can answer any other question, or we can answer any other questions available.
Tom, could you share with us the upcoming timeline, application deadline, those?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So for our next start date, which is fall of 20, it's September 8th. The application overall deadline is August 8th. So there's ample time to get all your documents and items in prior to that. So there's no stress, but it would say, the sooner the better is definitely something that you would want to take advantage of. Specifically nowadays with COVID, transcripts can be sometimes challenging. Mm-hmm. So definitely want to make sure that that's something you want to check to see if your university's even open nowadays. We do have contingency plans in for that. So don't panic or freak out. We can help. We understand it's great if you have your unofficial transcripts. That always does help. But if your university is open, we will need your official transcripts now. And again, we can help and assist in getting those, and/or can point in the right direction for the application. For spring of 21, the application deadline that starts spring of 21. Semester starts January 12th-ish, I believe. And the application deadline around that will be around December 7th. So a little bit early, just due to the holiday season. We will be closing the university for a bit. So just anticipate that one being a little bit early.
Great, thank you. Another question that we have is, what can you do to boost your application to the program?
Biggest part, and as I said, there's 2 items that you really want to make sure that you can boost your item. Be very descriptive on your resume. If you want some classes that can then maybe assist you with it, there's a fantastic website designed by Microsoft called edx.org. That's E as in Edward, D as in David, X-ray, .org. Go on to that website. There are some fantastic free courses that teach things like Python, R. They'll also have things like machine learning in there. Free courses that you can take. You do not need to purchase the $99 certificate at the end unless you want it. But if you do take them, put that information on your resume. You can even put in progress in there, because we do like seeing people prepare and be ready for this program, because the whole idea of a master's, and as Ebrahim said, is to be challenged, but be also to learn the information.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. A couple more. Is there a way I can take prerequisite classes now?
So I think the question was that he or she is right now a student and graduating by the end of the year, but she wants to start it 1 semester early. That's a very good question. So depends on her background and her resume. I will love to talk to him or her directly, and then see how we can help the situation and facilitate it.
Great, thank you. And again, we are going to have, I think we can sneak in 1 or 2 more questions. For those that we are not getting to today, we will be in touch and we will follow up. So no worries there. Let's see.
I'll add, I think Timothy had another one. He said 6 units per semester of 2 courses. The reason, and there's a couple reasons. One, obviously, we want to make sure that you maximize out the number of classes you can take per semester. 2, there's a financial reason. To qualify for financial aid, students at the master's level have to take a minimum of 6 credits per semester to qualify for financial aid. So guess how many credits you get to take per semester? 6. Okay, so that way you qualify for full financial aid benefits per semester. If you take less than 6, then you would then be, which you can, then you would have to do a alternate funding source other than financial aid.
Great.
And of course, if you take less than the 2 per semester, it's going to take you longer to graduate, of course.
Great. Okay. I'll finish off on the last one. That I had seen a question earlier in the webinar. Someone was asking about an opportunity to come to campus. Obviously, things are different right now, but in general, we do have a graduation ceremony for our online graduate degree programs where we do invite our students to come. So that is something to look forward to in the future, in addition to kind of those other special events that take place. But that is going to wrap up our time for today. Thank you all so much for taking the time. Tom, Ebrahim, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.